11:53 in the morning. I just woke up. I only woke up because I have an appointment today. Well, not an appointment, I have a date with my friends. So that's good. The point. I want to talk a bit about what I've been doing lately regarding self-development. Sure, yeah, that makes sense. So I have been in a bit of a schlob for I don't know where it started, when it started, and when it ended, or has it ended. I'd say 1-2 years, but I wouldn't. I can't put a timeline on it. Where I feel lethargic, I felt demotivated, I felt meaningless. I didn't find meaning in the things I was doing, which was, high school, academia, that kind of thing. It's not exactly the system's fault too much. Part of it is, I think, education system, whatever, we're not gonna get to that. But it's also partially my fault, because I put too much pressure on myself. I didn't build enough self-discipline. It's not too much about how the situation is, it's how we react to it, and I reacted very badly about it. So I decided to, with my little Marie Kondo project thing where I cleaned out my whole room, I wanted to clean out, God, that sounds so cheesy when I say it out loud. I want to clean out my mind a bit, if that makes sense. My habits, my productivity system. Also, relationships and all that thing. So, for the past few weeks, it's not done. I'm still doing it. And it's very difficult to find time to do it because it's very difficult to prioritize it, although it is super important in my life to set goals, to, reflect. One of the things I believe, I don't know if believe is the right word, but a very healthy and natural lifestyle, not a natural lifestyle, I think a very healthy and productive lifestyle for me is a lot based on habits. So I have to reevaluate. The base thing is my values, what do I want in life, I cannot say that word, trajectory, an arrow pointing to where I want to go, for now. It doesn't have to be set in stone, but it is a basis for all of the planning I do. So it's very important that I know it. Next, this is my little reflection journal. It's very difficult to focus because it's like scorching sun out there. And then based on those values and those questions, like where do I want to go, career-wise, what do I see in 5 years, school, what are the basic value of me as a person, not me and my value, but like what values do I hold close and near and dear to my heart, and then based on those, I change those into, I break those down into smaller habits or to-do lists or tasks, so I can put it in my task system. I haven't really set up my task system yet, which, fine, whatever, I'll get to it. I still have so much stuff I need to reflect on. So, for example, a lot of my things first is, my process was I have to get input, I process the input, and then I organize and plan. So what did I input? I read a lot of articles and watched videos about setting healthy habits, how to design your life, for a lack of better terms, and how to lead the life you want. This sounds so dramatic when you say it out loud, but you know what? I am redesigning my life, so it is as dramatic as it sounds. And then I process it. This is the processing. I showed you the processing. So applying those knowledge, those input into my own situation, and then organize and plan is me breaking down those habits. Am I making sense? I'm not making sense to myself. Um, right. So things I wrote about was life goals, productivity system, um, where do I want to be financially, my commitments, like what do I value in life. So I career wise I um, sort of narrow it down to I don't know. I feel very disconnected with art right now, but I still want to pursue it. Um, so I narrowed out illustration, teaching, so teaching art or whatever else. And philanthropy, that's a big word, but as in I want to be active, I still want to donate to charity, I want to volunteer, I want to contribute to causes I not believe in, causes I think are important. Anyway, and then I asked myself the core values. What are my what are my core values? What makes me happy? How do I define success and happiness? What is my ideal life, I suppose, and how do I contribute to the world? And after I answer those questions for myself, I divide those stuff into categories like education, my art business, I suppose, adulting, adulting. So that I decided to focus a lot on exercise, my sleep schedule, and technology awareness, which is things I'm very bad at, which are things I'm super bad at. But that's okay. That's why we are doing this, so I can get better at those things. So some tasks I narrowed down to, like things from those writing I turned into tasks are figure out which art pieces I want to include in my portfolio, figure out the deadlines for the university, build a website for myself, maybe a business card. I don't know if I want a business card yet. So for adulting, I want to build routines. I want to know more about personal finances. So perhaps I need to read books. I need to watch videos. I need to start investing? ? That's still like a whole area that I don't know about. And I wrote about my ideal day. What does that look like? So maybe waking up at noon, reading a bit, and no social media in the morning. That's something I've always been good about because I just don't want to talk to people or see what people are doing in the morning. In the morning, I just want to listen to my music, read my whatever fanfic book article, and then listen to some music or podcast, and then be on my way. Yeah, so that's that. So exactly why am I doing this? It's very difficult to explain in plain words because I wrote paragraphs about it. But basically, for me, how I view it is that, not to say that I am, well, it's like I'm a program, a computer program, or a robot, a machine, whatever you want to call it. Not in the emotional sense or in other sense, but as in the sense of if I want to function properly, I need a very good code, base coding, programming. So sometimes I get too absorbed in the everyday life, the routines, my to-do lists, my task that I set for myself. I forget the coding part. That's why I've been doing quarterly reviews for the past few years to like reset myself every 3 months, so to reevaluate where I'm going and then adjust if needed. So a little like coding, I don't code. I'm so sorry. But I haven't been doing the quarterly review since I got so stressed out and I prioritized everything else instead of reflection, which should have been very important to me, but I didn't do it for, I don't know, the past 6-9 months. So I missed out on 2-3 reviews. I did financial reviews, which are fine, but I did skip out on a lot of those. And now I want to go back to the coding, so that it's like there's the planning part and then there's the execution part. So the planning part has to be a very strong base relating to my values and what I want as a person. And then I can let myself get lost in the task, the life a bit, background noise, what's new. So yes, I hope that'll work out for me. I hope I'll get better. I hope these habits and routines and things that I build based on what I want, my values, the reevaluating, the reflection process, can give me more of a sense of meaning to what I'm doing, so I don't question all the time, like, why am I doing this? This makes no sense, this holds no value to me, and still I'm doing it. Maybe because social pressure, because pressure I put on myself, what I think society expects of me, but now I want to do what I expect of myself. And I think that's very important to, for me to to have more, to be more emotionally stable, to have less anxiety and fear of the future, which I have a lot, and to care for my, well, let's not get into that. So yeah, I have so much thought about this, but I don't want to make it too long. It's already 12 minutes. So that's it. I have a date with my friend today, and I'm very excited, but I need to eat and do makeup, clothes, dress up, all the things. Okay. I can do this. I really hope this works out for me and for everyone else.